Every day is leg day. Never skip leg day. Hello, fellow online inhabitants. Today, I'm going to continue with the restoration of my Graham's 1994 Ford Ranger 4x4. And if you're new and you want to get caught up above my head is a link to a video that proves the rumor of plasti dipping your feet so you can walk up walls is false. I genuinely wonder how many people actually click the link up above thinking that there is going to be a video like that and then realize that I'm just an idiot. One of these days, I'm actually going to look up one of the stupid things that I say in the beginning of these videos and put a real link to that. All right, so this right here is the ticket to finishing up this engine. These are some custom remanufactured injectors. I did some digging around online when I realized I needed to get new injectors for this thing and that Bosch didn't make them anymore. And I found a company in Minnesota called CS Performance that remanufactures injectors, a lot of different ones, but mainly the ones for this Ranger. And they offer custom services. That's cute. They even have little custom packaging. But yeah, not sponsored. I just found them and I was like, sweet, company that actually does this. And these ones I had made so that there are only 1% deviation in flow between each of the 6 injectors. And from the factory, they were 3 to 5% variation, which means this thing in theory should idle smooth as glass with these new injectors. It's like a casserole that'll break your teeth. Okay, start putting some injectors into this fuel rail. There, it looks like robotic cow udders. That was utterly ridiculous. I'm sorry. Tech data says to start with the right side and then do the left side. I don't see why that will matter. I'll do it though. Come on. I think that's in. That's what he said. It's hard to tell if the middle is in or not. I'll just push it down and push the rail onto it. Unfortunately, one of these studs is slightly bent and I forgot to straighten it before I got them sandblasted and recoated. It's just barely tweaked though, so it might not be an issue. I'll put that one up here at the front, or rear, I mean. $10 to 14 Newton meters. Okay, intake manifold. This gasket goes right there. There's a possibility I'm gonna end up having to take these nuts off. That way I can hook up the fuel lines. So I'm just gonna put these on finger tight for now. Change this. Oh geez, there was oil in there. I'm sad that this turquoise coating is gonna just wear off over time. Because it's not really paint. Look, it like almost matches the truck. Fred today is painting the flares, the grill, and all the bump stop molding along the side of the truck. The factory color, which was a really weird metallic satin gunmetal color. It was really hard to replicate, but I think he nailed the color match on this one too, just like he did the Calypso green metallic on the rust repair on the bottom of the bed corners.
That one's probably not flashed all the way yet. It's got all the nooks and crannies.
Dude, that's like dead on.
Yeah, they're gonna change a little bit, so it takes like about 8 hours for this stuff to actually like completely level and like have its kind of like final appearance. So it's gonna take a little while for it to, but even right now it looks pretty fucking good.
Yeah. It's like hard to tell when you look at them that it actually had metallic in it, but
Yeah.
hell yeah, that's spot on. Yep.
It came out pretty good.
It did.
Pretty minimal dust for the satin, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that looks fire. That's gonna look so good. I can't wait to put those things on there. Now I need to make that look new. Welcome to People of Tomorrow. It's the next day. That didn't make any sense. I got busy this morning on the engine. That didn't fix that sentence. I saw your guys' comments asking me to replace the freeze plugs, and I gotta admit that was a good suggestion because that looks absolutely fire and it serves a purpose, but still that looks fire. So there's two mounts technically for the sides of the engine, but there's also a third that goes to the engine torque damper. That one I forgot to get powder coated, so I just sent it down today. So my eyes were closed. I close my eyes when I blow. But anyway, I shouldn't need the engine torque damper bracket just yet anyway. I think I can set this thing in the frame without it being attached to the transmission. It might start to try to rock back, but I could put like a little brace to hold it. According to my tech data, the one that looks like a horse's saddle that got squished goes on the driver's side. This one, yeah, this one goes over here. Torque spec on these engine mounts is approximately 60 to 80 Fig Newtons. There we go. There we go. I just spent over an hour and 20 minutes completely going through this harness, cleaning it, undoing the tape, putting new tape on it, cleaning out all the pins and plugs, putting silicone dielectric grease in them. And I didn't film any of it because I forgot to hit record. Oops. Coil pack. That's this side. This goes right there. Phil's de bougie. Phil's de bougie. Phil's de bougie. Whoever Phil is bougie. New plug wires. Bougie Phil, get on your plug. One of these is longer. Go over here. There. So unfortunately, these little plastic clips that hold the plug wires in place, well, I'm missing them for the other valve cover over here, and there wasn't any on the junkyard engine that I had. So I need to go to junkyard again and try to get some clips to hold these plug wires off another Ford engine. There's just little things I'm running into, and I'm jotting down notes of tiny things I gotta order. That way I can finish buttoning this up. But I think I'm gonna stick this engine in the frame now. What happened? You ripped your own ass off? Do your job. Every day is leg day. Never skip leg day. Ugh. I don't know how much further. I can't really go back much further. I'm gonna have to do this underneath this truck. I mean, I don't think that'll get in my way. I should be able to do this. That needs to go here, not the tripod. The tripod is something you don't ever see. That's my camera assistant. Meet Dave. There is a whole lot going on right now in this vicinity. This must hurt your eyes just to stare at the screen, because I saw it in my camera when I was putting it there. Look at that. A spider splooge and a dead spider. Oh, that sucks. Oh, I flung the spider corpse onto my workbench. Poor thing. I like spiders as long as they don't bite me. So I don't scratch the side of the engine. I'm actually gonna use this foam noodle and put it around the chain. I'll protect it. Just like that. Yeah. Probably gonna swing a little bit once it comes off. There. So I'm gonna put a board like right here-ish. I guess I should have did this the other way so I didn't have to twist the engine. That was kind of dumb. All right, all I gotta do is drop it down right about here. And it should go into almost. Ha! Don't act like you've never done something stupid before. Ha! It's on the mounts. I was gonna try to use this board, hoping that it would line up with some of those holes in the back half of the transmission, but that doesn't work. So I need to mock up something, maybe like a ratchet strap around the frame rail and go under the oil pan, perhaps. There, problem solved. Stuck a ratchet strap under the back half of the oil pan around the frame. That should be enough to support the thing so I can take the hoist off. Let's see, moment of truth. Oh yeah, solid. Good, okay. Damn it, I suck at sports. Yeah. The engine is in. I have more of the truck now in this frame than what's left up there on the old frame. All I got left is the cab up there to come down, and that's it. It's time for a mañana. Hi. Welcome to tomorrow. I'm gonna fall. I bought headers for the truck. Let me take you off the tripod real quick. Now these are not sponsored. I purchased these because I was trying to go with the best sounding setup on this truck as possible while still having it sound somewhat factory. So I chose these to go with the exhaust that you'll soon see. I don't know why I didn't do this a long time ago. The guys next door have a bunch of these little wheel skates that they made from some stuff from Harbor Freight, I think. But yeah, it's so easy to move around now. Because I don't want this thing to be super raspy, I am gonna run a cat on this thing with those headers and the aftermarket exhaust. It'll keep it somewhat quiet and almost stock sounding. That's kind of what I'm going for. Bag of fresh hardware, little anti-seize on these things just because I've learned the hard way by not doing that in the past. This one sucks down here. This one's not fun. Doesn't that look good with the fresh everything painted and powder coated? Satisfying, super satisfying. Where's that ground wire go? 27 Fig Newton meters. Wow, okay, well I can torque this one. These are really hard to get to. Now I think that's a good stopping point for this video. Not only do I have the engine in, I also have a little something something back here that's all done and ready as well. Fred did an amazing job refinishing all the flares and all the trim pieces. The next video I'm gonna work on for you guys is actually on the Bronco because some parts came in for it. So I'm gonna start on that probably tomorrow, and then I got a car review coming for you guys. And then I'll jump back onto the Ranger because the cab's gonna be going into the booth to get the engine bay repainted. And then there's a couple more parts I'm waiting on actually before the cab can get dropped down onto the frame. So I got a lot of little things to button up on that before I can drop the cab onto the frame anyway. So I'll see you guys soon with another video. Bye.